I'm glad that he is here today.
Mm.
You know, we're gonna get to cast him because I mean, I think I'm sure everyone knows, but if you don't remember, next week make is the DreamHack qualifiers.
Mm.
So Cham probably wanna get warmed up for that.
Mhm.
You know, speaking of warming up, here we have the Red Zerg player all the way from Brazil coming here to warm up Cham. This is the ZergLord.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the Mexican Zerg player himself representing Team GP. The player getting warm? It is Cham. Oh boy.
God damn it, sound on the chat.
Oh god, twins, but one is from Texas and the other is from Mexico. Funada Soundo in the chat. Shaking my head.
Look, I have to ask, which one is the one from Texas?
Look, no one's from Texas, okay? no one here is from Texas. Stop it. Stop it in the chat.
Look, Australia is like Texas, right? You know, they're like, you know, big and isolated, and you know, one is independence and bad government.
Oh my god. No, we've got border issues as well, you know. All the shaking my head.
It's all a desert in the middle.
Just like Texas, mate. Just like Texas. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to go there with that. But one day, I would love to visit Texas. One day, man. Mate, that's where Yoda is. That's where Yoda is. You know?
See, there we are. Now you have an excuse to go to Texas.
I have an excuse, man. I have an excuse. One day, mate. One day. But
this content.
But this day we are. Mate, you've been to Texas before, right? I think you've mentioned
once for like 8 hours.
What? Why were you there for 8 hours? What?
Shopping, mate. They were shopping.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, you were saying that there was one time where you crossed the border just to go shopping, and I was like, what? Okay.
Yes, it was totally not worth it, mate. Like, I was too tired by the end of the day, and that was back in my day when I was, you know, young and full of energy.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, it's a long time ago.
That was like 20 years ago. That was a long time ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah, not worth it. I'm gonna just help the Mexican economy instead.
There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah. Speaking of the Mexican economy, Cham versus ZergLord.
Yeah, it's been pretty standard so far. Both players went for Hatchgas Pool. They both went for the third bases on time as well. The first bit of divergence is that Cham is playing it safe, going for a Baneling Nest, and the ZergLord is being greedy and skipping it.
Yeah, I wonder if this is gonna bite him in the ass later on.
It definitely could. If Cham goes for a bit of a Link Flood and if he tries to apply aggression to this third base, then the ZergLord is going to have a harder time defending it. But for the time being, Cham is just chilling. He's just droning up. There isn't any real sign of aggression. Not yet anyway. Link speed is still on the horizon, and yeah, so far, you know, the ZergLord is keeping up. And I wanted to say this earlier as well. Parker Mike is of course a Cham killer. You know, he is one player to take it to Cham, but all these other players as well, they can also have their own opportunities. You know, the ZergLord, Master, Ryu, you know, they're not going to be walkovers. You know, there is a world where maybe they can cause an upset.
Yeah, it is definitely possible. Like, Cham is definitely one of the better players in Latin America, but he's the one that is most likely to leave. We have seen him in defeat before. And as you say, any of the other three players could make an upset today and take Cham out.
Oh yeah. And right now the ZergLord is looking to do just that. He's moving out here with his first handful of roaches and links. He's droning up behind this, and I question this a little bit because he's forcing a massive reaction from Cham. Cham is making nothing but lings right now, and the ZergLord is going to be losing his roaches in the middle of the map.
Oh no, these poor roaches.
Yeah. 3 roaches are gonna go down. The ZergLord was droning. He doesn't have a Banelings, by the way. He cannot stop the lings.
Yeah, the links are gonna go uncontested, as you say. No bailingness for the ZergLord. And look, I think that tier base is forfeit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't think the ZergLord can hold it at all.
Exactly. The ZergLord is just being a little bit too greedy. The third base gets fully surrounded by these things. We have a couple of reinforcing links coming in from the ZergLord, but they're going to be zoned away, and the third base goes down.
Yeah, tier base goes down for the ZergLord, basically for free. No resistance at all. And now the question is, mate, if you are in the ZergLord position, what do you do?
And maybe pull the boys. We go all in, papi. I mean, we're stuck here on 2 bases. We have a +1 timing here. The upgrades for the ZergLord are much faster compared to Cham, so the ZergLord has that advantage going for him. He even slips into the main base, and he's going to pick up a couple of drones. Very nice run by here by the ZergLord, but I do think that expanding and trying to retake the third it's never going to happen for the ZergLord.
Yeah, so there we go. The ZergLord going across the map. +1 attack is already finished for him. Rush speed is about to finish as well. But unfortunately, there are 2 things. The mass of Zerglings for Cham are still roaming around the map. Can pick up any reinforcement that the ZergLord throws around. And second, Cham has already rushes on the way as well. So this is not gonna be as a one-sided fight as probably the ZergLord wanted. And yeah, there we go. The Zerglings come back. They're gonna surround all the rushes from the ZergLord, and they're gonna start being picked one by one.
Yeah, he forced the ZergLord all in. He was forced to play to the music of Cham. GG gets called, and Cham, just like that, takes the first game.
So there we go, people. Do not skip your bailing nest.
Yeah, it's a scary thing to do, because if you do, then Cham is more than willing to punish you for it. To be fair, I don't know if it was a misrally, but I don't know if it was intentional for the ZergLord to have his first wave of roaches out in the middle of the map. I want to say that was a mistake, and that wasn't designed to really. I don't think he was thinking about pushing out or anything like that. Because as soon as he lost those roaches, it's like, well, now I have nothing to defend my third. Like, oof.
I don't know. I like to think it was intentional, man. It's like the Brazilian way, you know. You have all these 3 roaches coming out of the hood trying to cause trouble.
The Brazilian gangsters were unfortunately not enough to take down Cham here in game 1, and now we just moving on to game 2. Oh boy. And yeah, you brought up a good point earlier as well. Like, all these players are all trying to get into shape. It kind of snuck up on us, but yeah, the DreamHack Atlanta qualifiers. They're in a couple of days, man. They're in a couple of days.
Yeah, they literally start next week.
Oh boy. Are you gonna be available for them? That's my question.
Friday probably yes. Wednesday I have to check.
Okay.
You know, like Demon Swap, if you're watching this.
He has been watching in the past, and but speaking of watching this, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the Brazilian Zerg player himself representing Team Super down in the series, but he's not out. He's not out yet. It is the ZergLord.
And spawning on the other side of the map, the blue Mexican player, currently up 1-0 for Team GP. Here is Cham.
Oh boy, Demon Soul, is he still playing Diablo?
I don't know. I don't. He has not been streaming in at least, but I know that the other day he became a little excited because they announced a new patch for Diablo.
God damn it! Okay.
So no. Do you know what's the important thing that has happened in the past few weeks?
What's up?
He has been uploading StarCraft bots on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Are they recent VODs or old VODs?
I think they're recent.
Oh.
Like, he got replays from I don't know what tournaments,
TSL.
and
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know, but he got replays, and he has been uploading like a couple of videos in the last couple of weeks.
Okay, nice. So maybe Demon Swap is going to be making a little bit of a comeback. It's possible. I want to believe in the swap. So hopefully that does happen. But yeah, a lot's been happening. Like, I know we haven't been able to catch up recently, but like TSL was last week, and that was like another pretty big offline event as well.
Yes, the third offline event that we have this year, second, and yeah, look, Maru, strong as hell, but mate, several on home turf.
Exactly. Serral in Europe, with minimal jet lag, it could be a tough ask. Regardless, it was a great tournament. I know a lot of people were really hyped about a lot of those matches. Serral, Maru, Showtime, Rainer. Yeah, it was really great to see an offline event again. It was very unique. I don't know if you've seen the VODs, but they actually had a circus. They hired a circus to be there. They were doing like StarCraft balloon animals and stuff like that. It was crazy.
Look, mate, this is why we can have night things, okay? Like all the budget goes to things like that.
Yeah. Look, mate, well worth it. It was a nice blend. Like, I think TSL wanted to make themselves a little bit unique. Yeah, make a show of it and stand out compared to the DreamHack and Home Story Cup. And I think they found like a nice middle ground of laid back fun, but also serious tournament. It's really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And that is in the past, Light. That is in the past. We are now looking at the future because the second and last DreamHack season of the year is gonna happen soon, Light. And as always, it's gonna be a bloodbath.
Oh yeah. DreamHack Atlanta is on the horizon, and these players want to be in shape, in form when they get there. The ZergLord going for a massive Ling flood. He does have his own Baneling that's behind this, so Ling Bane coming out from the ZergLord. He has not forgotten it this time, but Cham was playing it safe. He has defensive Banelings on the way. Two are about to be morphed in. One of them is going to be denied though.
Oh no, it wasn't denied. At the last second, he managed to get out, and now the ZergLord is gonna have to be dancing all around these Banelings because. Oh, I cannot believe those two Banelings survived.
Oh god, they've survived 4. Now the ZergLord doing his best to try and hold on to them. He's going to try and dive on top of this queen, and it looks like he will not get the queen. He's going to barely try and get it now. There are 2 more Banelings on the way. The ZergLord still has Banelings of his own alive, but I don't think he can find too much more damage. He's going in though.
Nice Baneling connection over there. The second queen got surrounded. Nice, 2 queens by the ZergLord. That was a nice trade in my opinion. Now Cham is 10 supply behind, and now the ZergLord time to get out. Yes. Because behind this, the ZergLord is building roaches, mate.
Oh, exactly. A 1-2 punch lings into Roach. The ZergLord has not been droning. Cham has. The Roach Warren is on the way. The ZergLord is looking to be hyper aggressive, and Cham hasn't seen this yet.
He now sees the roaches and he's like, oh shit. Look, there we go. Immediately Cham goes back. He's probably gonna build a couple of spines at home.
Yeah, we should be seeing some spines at home. We have Lings on the way here. Sorry, Roaches on the way for Cham. His own Roach Warren did finish up as well, so he will have an army to defend. Meanwhile, he goes for a bit of a Ling run by. He's gonna be able to maybe get a kill on this third base. Actually, the ZergLord turns around with his Lings.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go all in if he loses that tier base, so it is wise of him to do so. And there we go. The roaches are coming up, and you need to be careful. The defender's advantage is true. It is a thing that can happen, and those queens are gonna help a lot in this fight.
Yeah, the
roaches
queens
numbers are pretty equal, but mate, those queens.
Oh, the queens helped out so much as well. The Lings of Cham were able to survive. We have reinforcing Lings coming across the map here for the ZergLord. Does he have enough? He's gonna try and go for a surround, or I thought he was, but he actually goes for the third.
Yeah, the third is gonna fall. Yes, there we go. He falls, and the ZergLord goes back, but let's be careful. That's a lot of units that Cham currently has at the moment. Bigger army than the ZergLord, but 1 base ahead.
Yeah, 1 base ahead. The ZergLord is droning up behind this. He's trying to take advantage of his own third base and try and get away with it. We'll see if he can. We do see that he does have Evo Chambers on the way for those upgrades. Didn't have any ready for this because he was pretty committed. But all the ZergLord has to do here is defend, but he's down in supply.
Yeah, let's see if he's able to do so. The Roaches or Cham are coming across the map alongside Zerlings.
Yeah, they're pushing themselves up this ramp. Looking at the units tab, we have double the roach count for Cham. He's pushing on up this ramp. I don't know if there's going to be enough to defend. Bailing's even rolled in as well.
Yeah, and the ZvZ is gonna abandon this base. Unfortunately, I don't think he's gonna be able to defend it. Maybe? Question mark. New roaches are coming in from the ZvZ, but it's only 1 by 1. He needs the numbers.
Yeah, exactly. We do see a bit of a link run by. It looks like the ZergLord will get another queen across the map with the reinforcements. It looks like the ZergLord is actually going to have enough to defend.
Oh my god, with that defense plus that Zerling Rombai that managed to kill another queen, like, mate, is the ZergLord in a good position?
I mean, he's got his third. The third only just now finished for Cham. Cham does have a drone lead. He was mining inefficiently because he was oversaturated, but he is main-arding his drones over towards this third base location. He's going for another link run by the ZergLord. Was a little bit out of position, but the ZergLord, Cham, he doesn't pull the trigger.
Ooh, I'm not sure. I think if I would have been Cham, I would have pulled the trigger, mate.
Yeah.
Like, the door was wide open.
I agree. At the same time, he's trying to be a little bit cheeky. 2 Banelings are rolling into the mineral line, but there are roaches in position. The Banelings don't connect. Only one. And now?
Yeah,
we're chilling.
Now we chill. Now we chill for a few minutes. Like, time to recover our forces, build drones, start building those upgrades. Plus one attack is already halfway done for both players. The big difference, Cham has already the lair done, and we have the speed roaches. And what is that? Speed overlord?
Yeah, Overlord's speed is on the way for Cham as well, so he's just getting everything to make sure he's able to scout his opponent and keep up in the roach count. The ZergLord himself does have a bit of a later timing with his roach speed, but it's only a little bit later. It's not the biggest of deals. Things are just evening up a little bit. Of course, Cham has a bit of an advantage when it comes to the drone count. Only a slight advantage. I guess everything does count, though, in a mirror matchup.
Yeah, everything does count. Like, especially in ZvZ, mate.
Yeah, even a handful of drones, even 5 drones can really make a massive difference here in this matchup. So far, we're just committed with Roach versus Roach. We're keeping an eye on things. Everyone is taking all 6 of their gases, which means that they could take up if they wanted to into, like, say, a Spire or trying to get into Hydras. Hydras can be really risky, though, because if you make Hydras and if your opponent just makes Roaches, then you're not in a great place.
Yeah, especially with both players having overseers across the map, so they can easily be scouted. And there we go. The first one to jump the gun is going to be a ZergLord. All his army is moving across the map.
Oh yeah, he is pushing out across the map. Roach speed is going to finish up in a couple of seconds as well. The armies are relatively even. The ZergLord slight army advantage, but Cham has the defender's advantage.
Yes, and there we go. The fight is starting. There are no Ravagers for Cham. There's only roaches here. So let's see how much of a difference that is gonna make. But both are literally face to face. They're like what range? What is range? And there we go. And Cham, it looks like Cham is gonna come out on top. The ZergLord is slowly starting to move back a little bit. And there we go. Cham immediately goes for the Ravagers. And yeah, this fight, even though they were pretty equal, man, I don't know how Cham did it, but he defended.
Yeah, exactly. The reinforcements coming in a little bit too quickly there. The ZergLord just couldn't break on through. The files were okay, but he just didn't have enough to support his Ravagers. And now Cham is going for a massive counterattack. These handful of Lings were already chipping away out to the 4th base. The 4th is going to go down 100%. And now Cham, mate, he's got some momentum.
Yeah, 131 supply for the ZergLord, 160 for Cham. Pretty equal in upgrades, but the big difference, +1 Caparez has already begun for Cham, and 4 hatches versus 3.
Exactly. Cham is going to be able to max out that much faster here as that supply gap is getting larger and larger. The ZergLord is trying to keep up with his own roaches. He needs a 4th base at some point, whether it's towards the north or towards the south. He still does not have it. He's going to be behind in upgrades. Maybe he can try and outposition his opponent. There is a world where he can maybe try and hit these bases where Cham isn't where he needs to be, but for the time being, he's just stuck at home. Yeah,
he will be stuck at home for the next few minutes, and Cham what is Cham gonna do to get more ahead? And the answer is just build more army and then attack. Cham is max out, 200, 200.
Yeah, 200 supply. He has the numbers advantage, but the ZergLord has the high ground, so pushing up this ramp is going to be a tough ask, but that's why Cham splits up his army and is going to be coming in from 2 angles.
Yes, and there we go, trying to surround the army from the ZergLord, but the ZergLord is not gonna be easily surrounded. He split his army in 2 as well. He's gonna try to keep the positional advantage of being on the high ground. And yeah, and he deflects Cham.
Yeah, Cham just cannot find a way up, so instead he rotates around. He finally does get up the high ground, but this is half of Cham's army, by the way, so he's going to have a hard time breaking on through. At the same time, he's going for another run by towards that 3rd base location. Can Cham break in?
Yeah, he's trying to, and you know, the Ravagers are doing a good job with those piles, but at the end of the day, he could not. All his roaches are gone, and now only the Ravagers remain, and yeah, his attack by Cham has failed.
Oh, exactly. Once again, the defender's advantage was just a little bit too strong for the ZergLord. Cham, a bit of an anti-timing carapace, is finally going to finish up after the fight. But Cham is doubling down. He doesn't just get carapace, he gets burrow and tunneling claws.
So there we go. Tunneling claws already done for Cham. The +1 capares as well. And Hive has begun for Cham. Mate, what do you do? What are you gonna do with Hive?
Yeah, there is no Hydrogen, so it doesn't look like he wants to get into Hydras. With this, we can not just get into 3-3, which I'm sure upgrade-wise he wants to get into, but Vipers can actually have a really crucial role in Roach versus Roach. Blinding Clouds can be crucial, especially because Roaches, they're thick, they're slow, they can get in each other's way. It can be a little bit awkward pushing into those Blinding Clouds.
No, mate, it's obviously Ultalis, obviously.
True. Oh god, they get the space cows out here, puppy. Let's go. Oh god. Before that happens though, the ZergLord is now maxed out once again. Both armies 200 supply.
Yeah, and there we go. The big fight has begun now. Remember, Cham is the one with the upgrade advantage with that +1 capares. That is going to be... Oh, that was some really nice bios by Cham over the army of the ZergLord. And yeah, the ZergLord, 150 supply versus 160 to Cham. He is losing really badly. And yeah, he's forced to go back.
Yeah, it just goes to show the importance of not just the concave, but the importance of upgrades. Meanwhile, Cham has revealed his hand. He burrows right under the overlords of the ZergLord. And with that, he doesn't even care. He can afford to go for a counterattack. He has the supply. He is going to be able to regen the HP on all these roaches. Yeah,
and there we go. A counterattack by those roaches. And if you're the ZergLord, what do you do, mate? What can you do? Like, you're behind in upgrades. You're behind in supply. You're behind in bases.
He's behind, yeah. But what does he do? I mean, he needs to get ready for the counterattack. He knows that the borrowed roaches are coming. He needs detection. He needs spores. He has an overseer with his main army, so he's gambling right now when it comes to how to deal with what the ZergLord has. I wouldn't be opposed to him getting his own burrow and tunneling claws, just because, like, in a head-on engagement, he's never going to be able to win. Like, we have Hydras and and Lurkers on the way for Cham. Like, he's taking up into just a better army.
Yeah, +2 capares is about to finish for Cham. The upgrade advantage is getting even bigger. So yeah, the more time that passes, the more dead on the ZergLord is, mate, because he's making units, but he's only making units, and I'm very worried. I feel that Cham is just gonna, max out on upgrades in the next couple of minutes and just steamroll the ZergLord army.
Yeah, the ZergLord is running out of time. He has been able to remax once again. He's pushing out across the map. There is a world where maybe he hits as Cham is transitioning into Lurker, so he's going to be down in supply, especially because he has some supply across the map in these roaches, but this is just gonna force the ZergLord all in.
Yeah, Cham, with that little group of roaches that he left behind a little while ago, he snipes another base of the ZergLord. The ZergLord is now all in, basically. Like, he needs to win now. And there we go.
Yeah, and look at this, mate. He has a massive Roach Ravager lead right now. He's getting on top of those Lurkers. He has detection. He focus fires the Lurkers. If he gets every single Lurker, he can take the fight.
Yes, and yeah, the Lurkers were cancelled, so the ZergLord is gonna win this fight, but it's gonna be an upkeep battle from here on. Because, yeah, there is a lot of army here, but back home, his base is also getting ravaged by roaches from Cham.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is on fire back at home. We have roaches in the main base, roaches at the third, roaches at the natural. The ZergLord has to end the game with what he has. He still has a supply lead when it comes to the army supply. He still has a very strong roach ravager army, and the lurkers were never able to really be made. We have 4 lurkers on the way though for Cham, and there is no detection for the ZergLord.
Yeah, oh, there is no detection for the ZergLord. This is really bad for him. There we go. The lurkers are coming from behind. They go and burrow immediately, and the army of Cham is starting to melt. From Cham, from the ZergLord is starting to melt. There we go. That is the last thing that the ZergLord is gonna do this game.
Exactly. The Overseer comes in now, but it's a little bit too late. Cham has the high ground. He
Oh,
has the
no.
defensive advantage. Oh.
The Overseer got immediately sniped by those spores. Feels bad, man.
The random spore forest actually comes into play. I don't know why they were here, but you know what? They paid for themselves. Cham has defended. The ZergLord is down to only 6 drones, 6 workers, barely holding on to his bases, barely holding on. He's going in for one final push.
Man, six workers for the whole army. Talk about being, understaffed.
Yeah. They're working overtime right now. They're gonna need a union because the ZergLord is not. the working conditions are not good. He's gonna try and push on in. Again, he does have detection. Once again, he does have another Overseer.
There we go. He's trying his best, but mate, every roach that the ZergLord loses is a roach that he cannot replenish.
Exactly, he's going to try and force his way in. He does try and bow down those Zergers, but GG, good luck, gets called, and Cham takes the series 2-1. But after kind of a close base trade scenario, like the ZergLord, he almost pulled it off.
Wait, what do you mean 2-1? What's 2-0?
Oh, sorry, 2-0. Yeah, I misspoke.
But yeah, congratulations to Cham, our first finalist. Like the most expected player, but then again, the ZergLord did put a good fight on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, a very good fight indeed. Again, towards the end there, I was really impressed with the ZergLord with supply advantage, getting on top of those lurkers and breaking through that third base location, but he just ran out of steam a little bit. He just ran out of steam. And yeah, Cham still continues to be the favorite. He moves on to the grand finals, and now we're gonna find out who faces him in those grand finals.